Okay, let's get started with that cozy girl. So, are you there, Cal? Yeah, just continuing our conversation from earlier. In case anyone's interested, we were talking about Scrum and certifications and all that you need. But yeah, I don't know. It kind of seems like it's almost not worth doing. Like, even though the CSM was like on average a higher paying situation, it almost seems like sketchier to do that one for how expensive it is. And even though it's gonna be easy to pass the test, coming at it from a place of unemployment seems bad. Like, maybe spending like, the $600 to take the first exam is fine, like if you already have a job, but like big oof on doing that as is, versus even though the other one's maybe harder, if you actually prepare yourself for the material. And they also have their own practice test. I bet it's, even though they list it as kind of being harder, I bet it's probably more worth it to do that one. Especially because then you don't need to do the stupid SEUs and, like, keep that up. I guess the test would be... I guess the only way to, like, look at it is to see which one... Yeah, the only downside of that is how it's viewed by businesses, right? Like, they made the PSM like a harder test, so like arguably people should care about that one more, but that one also doesn't pressure you to keep learning and educating, so then at the same time people also might not like that one more, because like even if the one's easy, because you're forced to pay so much money and like you're forced to like keep using their material, that like jobs might actually prefer it if you have that one. You know what I just noticed? I noticed I don't have a thing. You know what I'm saying? Let's get that cursor off the screen. I got a new relic today. Crumbled from a bust of Barros III. Chunk of marble. This isn't Disco Elysium. Disco Elysium didn't win, sadly. And yeah, I start off the stream playing my daily Cozy Grove, and then we're gonna play the new game afterwards. Sadly, the game that won was Jump Force. So I'll be playing that after this. But the plan is to keep offering the same 3 games and then adding a 4th one every time. That way people can vote on if you felt passionately about me playing Disco Elysium, then I don't know. If by the time I'm done with Cozy Grove, if you post in there and get people to all change their votes to Disco Elysium, I'll play Disco Elysium. I have all 4 games installed, so I was ready for any of them. You're just like not listening to what I'm saying. Got it. Cal, don't encourage him. He doesn't need more encouragement. Mark. Dan's game? What? I don't even know what that is. Yeah, honestly though, if you go into the Discord and like actively tell people that you want them to change their vote and people do it, that's totally allowed. If you're really passionate about me playing a certain game and you want to see me suffer through something, then feel free to advocate for yourself. Alright, let's go talk to all of our bears. We got our midweek bear here. Hand him. What are you selling? Nothing good at all. Okay. You're anti-work. That's fair. Most people, it should be, right? I've applied to like 15 jobs in the past 2 days. That was a lot of money. Yeah, it's kind of what Kelly and I were talking about. I don't know if you heard any of it a little bit. Yeah, there's the biggest problem with ADOT hiring, as well as even the state is hiring too. And I could probably get a job with my degree through the state. I just really want to get a remote job though. So like, I'm still running on that train. A lot of those jobs, Arizona's desperately trying to get people in person for some reason, and they're like kind of refusing to do remote work. Eight precious gems. We'll see if we can get that. Bunch of flowers I already have. This one's new, and I can buy it. So that's good. Currently my idea is this. There's this position that exists called a Scrum Master that seems to be... all you have to do is basically take a certification test for it, and then you can get certified. There's 2 places that basically you can get certified through. One of them costs like a ton of money, and they want you to like take their 2-day training, and it costs like $600, and you take their 2-day training, and Automod got you. You can let him through on that, Cal, if you want. That's fine. Oh, this is a bush. But basically, is this also a bush? Are you a bush? You're also a bush. You're not a normal flower, are you? I don't know what your last... There's all capsing a free me message for Cal. I don't know what that sentence is. Anyways, it was like, okay, so you can take like this $600 training, and the test is supposed to be a piece of cake joke, but you're just basically paying so much money for it. And that was like the original test that existed. And then some guy at the company or whatever for this thing was like, all these idiots are getting through. This test needs to be harder. So then he went and made his own separate thing, and the test is harder, but the training is free, and already the concept of it doesn't seem very difficult at all to me. So I'm like kind of leaning more towards that one because it's like way more accessible because it's cheaper. But it'll involve a lot more studying. So that's what I've been kind of looking at. That's what Cal and I are talking about. And if you have a dude, Automod's getting ya. This isn't even like, this is just Twitch. This is Twitch Automod. Yeah, yeah, usually everyone's pretty polite, except you, apparently. Come is polite. Yeah, I was wondering if you had any opinions on that, though, Jay. Like, actual, non-joke opinions. The position's insane. Basically, like, there's like 3 tiers of it that you would do over like over time, but like after like 5 years, you'll basically like, if you get the 3rd tier certification, then like the jobs pay like $200K. And literally the job seems like the easiest thing in the world. It's like, it's literally just like leading meetings for people. Like, that's it. Like, just, we need, I need more fish bones to fix my shovel. But like, it's literally just like, you don't even need to like learn what people's jobs are or anything, or like, you don't need to learn the engineering, you don't need to learn tech, you're in charge of the meetings and getting people talking. That's all the position is. And for some reason they want people certified for it. Chicory? What? Just doing my daily Cozy Grove. It's on the schedule. I do whatever's straight. Just don't bully me. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of positions for it as well. Like, I know Kelly's work is hiring people for it. I know there's not like a ton on like, you know, Indeed or any of those websites, but like it seems like the sites themselves that like you get the certifications through also like have it so you can find jobs through there, as well as when I like looked up like companies hiring for it, there was just like on Google, there was just an absolute ton. It's like a really high demand right now, and it's basically just be a Scrum person who knows Agile, and that's all the job is, and go to meetings. Your whole job is just meetings. You don't have to like do anything else. And it's meetings where you don't necessarily know what the topic is or what anything's even about, but you're just leading the meeting and making sure that everything stays on topic and like on track, I guess. And it's like, it's insane because like if you look at companies, like bigger companies, like they're paying just like a ridiculous amount for people who have that certification, and it's just like, oh, the like starting pay for this is like $80K, and all they want you to have is this certification, and that's it. Well, the certification and a bachelor's degree, and they don't care. Common chicory, somewhat woody, perennial, herbaceous plant of the daisy family. Bright blue, rarely white, many varieties, salads. All right. Why are you complaining about chicory though? Ah, all right. I actually looked up this game last night on like trying to get vibes on how long it is. Some people were saying if you just rush the bears every day and ignore all of the other content, you can beat the game in like 50 hours. But if you like really try to do, definitely not gonna 100% this game, but if you try to 100% the game's like a 200-hour game. Chicory is a coffee substitute. Does it have caffeine or just the taste? It's a good question. Jan? Jan, you got them answers? Okay, it's a game about painting. But what does the game taste like? Important questions. Plastnog. I have no idea what's happening. I don't know what's being said. Let's cook these fish so I can fix the shovel and get back to playing the game. Should be enough, right? I already had some charred bones, so hopefully that's enough. Is the secret ending of this game just me turning it off and never playing it again or something? I feel like that's like kind of a secret ending, right? Where like, you died technically because you never came back and no one's spirits got lifted or whatever. Are you, you're back home now, right, Jan? Now you play as one of the bears. You have to pick all the, like, the shitty dialogue options that are like, I have problems. You have to fix me. We got this joke yesterday. Lame. Okay, let's keep talking to people and getting quests. You want those, we talk to them. Postman, I think they want the pictures still. Yeah, so you're not gonna be talked to today until I get your picture. Now your flight's in 3 hours. Oh. I honestly thought you had left by now. Outer Wilds. Outer Wilds is on my radar. Do you know about that game at all? I haven't like actually looked anything up about it. I've just heard people say that they liked it. You know everything about all video games? Even all the weird, like, bloatware hentai games on Steam? It's a good response. To know about Mavis Beacon teaches typing. Sick game, right? Yes, I have YouTube channels I frequent dedicated to education on those. What? Oh, you want soft? Wait, can I just kill this already? No. Ah, they just... Oh, they give me an animal, though. Guess that's neat. And these are all gonna light up and we'll be able to plant our tree. You're no progress today, but we got Surfer Bear and corn. I like corn. Ooh, tin of flower pigment. I actually might not be able to do that today, because I just sold the only flowers I had. I have 0 pigment. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to do that. That objective is not getting done unless I can buy flower pigment. Or somehow get another new flower thing. I suck at skipping stones. What do you want me to crack? Look for a tile with a leaf. This one. We shouldn't be on Cozy Grove too long today, Jan, if you're excited for me to play something else. I spent a lot of time on here yesterday, so there's not like much to do today. But like I said, if you don't advocate in the Discord for Disco Elysium, then the game that's winning when I last looked was Jump Force. Just title my stream like Elden Ring early build. Just play like what was the game that they made before Dark Souls, like King something or Demon Souls. Here's the skulls today. Be hidden. There. No. There. Perfect. I want to get Rusty Spearhead and a unique goth table. A lot of bugs today. Okay, what else we got going on? You want these? Okay, just find piles and find stuff in piles. Buy them a hat. Okay. Apparently the entire script for Elden Ring leaked, so there are major spoilers going around. Ooh, that's neat. I don't know if I'm gonna get Elden Ring. I feel like it might not run super well on my crappy computer. I was also debating on waiting until all the nerfs come out because I don't want to like play and have my build get like screwed over because I was running some stupid build and they decided to nerf the one spell I've been like dedicating my build around. Respec in all Souls games now. Yeah, but it's not just about like respecing, right? It's about your playstyle and stuff. Like you spend like your whole playthrough doing one thing, or like, and then like all of a sudden like, oh, that one thing you were doing got nerfed, and then now like you have to change up your like whole play style when you're possibly like later into the game. So much inventory cleaning to do. I'm playing Sekiro finally, by the way, in my free time. I know you've been bugging me to, not bugging me, but telling me to play that. It's a fun game. How far am I? I kind of like don't know. I beat the guy who rides a horse. I beat the old woman ninja. I'm currently in the like area where like all of the enemies are like undead villagers in like the bottom of the like I jumped into like I went like back through the cave that I started in and ended up like jumping down into an abyss, and then I've been kind of just down in that area for a while. That area sucks. Yeah, I think the last, I just finished the fight against the, it was like the third strong boss I fought. The one that like gave me a memory. I forget what it was called, but I fought the big boss down there. That was like a big ghost monk or something. That was probably my favorite boss so far. I think it had the best moveset for like learning their moveset to fight them. Because like once I got good at their like hitting their blocks, it was like actually pretty fun to fight them. I put this deer somewhere. What's this? Dislikes birds. Likes lamps and spookiness. I'll just put you over here for now. Hello. Oh, you love it over here. You think it has some of the most well-designed bosses? Gets satisfying when you get good. I don't know. There was like parts of it that like the dude on the horse boss, like I have no problem with any of the enemies at all at any point in that game. Some of the like bigger enemies, like the glutton enemy, like the big dude who like vomits poison on his sword, I think is like the hardest like normal enemy I came across. But like hardest like bead enemy, I guess. But like I just thought that like, you know, like crying ghost woman playing the guitar, and like her moveset was super cool, and like it was really easy to learn, so like eventually she just like I don't even think I actually died against her, and like nor did I get like close to death, because her moveset was so predictable. But the problem I had with the horse guy was I got the like, you know, throw your grappling hook at the enemy move, and he just is like super open to that, and so like I was kind of sucking against him, and like then I was just kind of using that move a ton against him, and he was a joke at that point. He wasn't very hard. The ninja woman boss, Lady Butterfly or whatever, I thought her boss fight was cool up until she started like summoning the ghosts or whatever that you had to use the like snap beans on, and I was just like, this sucks. But so far, I'm enjoying a lot of the areas. I think are cool. A lot of the like basic enemies I think are really neat. I definitely enjoy the like kind of like mini boss enemies more than I enjoy like the actual bosses. Sand. Equipment shed could mean it's over here somewhere. You know how you like pilk? Sure. We can have that be canon. Someone else's tent behind something. So not near my tent, but someone else's. Okay. Oh, you have 2 fruit trees in your area today. Oh, it's a shame I'm not gonna be able to get him because I don't have flowers. You can marinate pork chops in Coca-Cola, and I guess that's a recipe. That sounds disgusting, dude. Who's eating Coca-Cola pork chops? That's all those. We have these leaves. And that, fine still. Hot Coke with pork. That's like that hot Dr. Pepper recipe thing, where it's just like, who's doing that? I'll tell you what, at 10,000 followers, I'll eat and cook hot Coke pork on stream. There you go. I've said it. For 20,000, I'll have the pilk stream, and for 10,000, I'll do the Coke pork. Sell out? Yeah, I'll sell out. What's up? Not ashamed. You wouldn't sell out? I need money. Selling out earns you money. We don't want this in here. We just where'd that hat go? Did it just go to the closet like it's supposed to? No. Go to the closet. Yeah, I've been debating on putting those as like about page on like my about page or whatever, where like I don't know, having it be the like follower goals. I think it's fun, and they're so far away that like it doesn't matter. The chance if I somehow get to those follower goals, then I'll be popular enough that like I'll actually be able to just play video games for a living. So like, yeah, I'll do a gross stream sometime for that. That sounds good. That sounds worth it. Sand sculpture by a booth table. There's a booth table up here, maybe? All you have to do is complete these other 2 objectives, and then we'll probably call it quits for today on Cozy Grove and switch over to our new game. You got a booth table over here? It actually doesn't seem like you do. Just do OnlyFans and build an audience. I mean, that is something that, like, the only problem with doing that is I believe it is a bannable offense to promote that on Twitch. So, like, you would only be able to build one through probably Discord or maybe even like your YouTube or something. Unless you just build it on there for whatever reason. But like if your thing is you're eating gross stuff, then you're basically just doing a mukbang thing, and I don't want to do that like exclusively. Where's a booth? Is this a booth? Does this count? There's like a tea booth. I have booth table. I don't know what that means. Does like this count? Is this a booth table? These are tables. And this is the cooking area. And restaurants have booths, right? Now you stick stuff up your bun. That's what people want. See, like, yeah, that's like what I don't want to do. Maybe it's banned because of like people trashing on people without homes or something. So maybe it's like considered offensive that way. Is this a booth table? I'm so bad at finding things in this game, it's ridiculous. I arguably don't even need to do anything other than this one today, which I might just do, because I am also excited to play a new game on stream. Now you call them... what? Why is that offensive? Booth table. I don't know where a booth table is. Are these booth tables? I don't know. Yeah, why is that offensive, Jan? I don't understand. Do you have a booth table somewhere in your area? I don't think so. Your area is pretty horrible, but I feel like if I saw a booth table, it'd be pretty obvious. That being said, I don't know what one looks like. How about you? Do you have a booth table? This looks like a booth. Oh yeah, it's just here on the floor. You idiot. Okay. Broken robot. Like, it's hard to navigate through this area now. It's kind of cluttered. A burrow behind something. This one's not this one. Are you Googling and you don't want to explain without like a Google definition? Or do you also just not want to explain why it's offensive because you don't want to offend? I think that's it for progress today. There's these like optional side quests that we can do for the other bears. But I'm definitely not going to get this one done. I guess I can go find these ones, because I'm close to it. Dude, I hate corn. Corn sucks. I have that straw. I'll throw down. Corn is terrible, terrible food. Your body can't process it. It's like no calories. It doesn't taste good. Its texture's awful. Horrible, terrible. Hate corn. Down with corn. These are my strong anti-corn opinions. Oh, but corn's so good when you just lather it in butter and salt. And it's like, that's because you like butter and salt. Would you rather have to eat an avocado with everything or blend all of your food? I do also not like avocado, but then drinking all of my food sounds horrible. So I guess I'd rather try to mix avocado with everything. Yeah, every time you eat food, you gotta put avocado with it. That doesn't seem like that hard to do though, because like, am I using a whole avocado every time I eat, or is it like I'm just adding avocado to like a recipe or something? Because a whole avocado is like a lot of calories and like a lot of like food. So then you're basically just eating like, you know, I guess I'll just eat 3 avocados a day on top of like whatever else I'm eating. That seems like a lot. I need some clarification. It 5% avocado by mass. That's still a lot of avocado, but like, I'd probably do avocado then. That doesn't sound terrible. Because like I said, like mixing it into like sauces or like finding different ways to use it. Because then you could probably just use an avocado a day, and that's probably not like too bad for you or anything. Yeah, I don't just want a bunch of acorns. I think we're basically done with Cozy Grove for today already. Not much to do. Not feeding the birds. Don't have fruit. Don't have flowers. Yeah, we're already out of logs for progression. So we'll just clean up our inventory and then call it quits here and then get started on the new game. sell these seashells, and then we'll move on. And I will recheck the Discord before we start the new game, just to make sure that I pick whatever game is currently in the lead. Yeah, I think that is Cozy Grove for today. So I'm gonna swap games, and I don't really need to get up and stretch or anything right now, so probably just do a quick game swap and then have to update the Twitch. So let me get on doing that.